All right, we are live. Guys, I already see people waiting in the lobby. Sorry for the technical difficulty, but we are here and we're going to be right back after this quick intro, so don't go anywhere. All right, welcome into Comic Book Women, everyone. We are thrilled to have you because tonight we're covering one of my favorites. I'm assuming it's probably the girls too, because everybody loves a good homage cover. Having said that, there are some pretty shitty ones out there. There are. But everybody loves a good one. So we're going to kind of scratch the surface of that whole collecting niche. Before we get started, though, shout out to our sponsors over at Cover Price. There's a code in the description so you can try out their platform for 1 month for only 99 cents. And shout out to Bird City Comics, our sponsored retailers. Same deal. There's a code in the description. So use it when you shop with us because why not? Save some money, right?
True.
Girls, hi. Are you excited to talk about homage covers?
Yeah. Okay, wait, hang on. I am, but we're going to do a huge asterisk. This is homages, however you want to say it, of comics about other comics, right? So this isn't like art inspired. It's not movie inspired. It's a comic cover inspiring another comic cover.
You wouldn't know. You're like the queen of the good ones. In fact, Trish, you might want to stay tuned. Hint, hint. Anyways, Sarah, do you collect homages or no?
Not really, but doing this research, what I noticed is that a lot of the homages, well, including my picks, they're like high-level comics, the originals, like the number one. Like all of them have at least, 6 digits behind them.
I think that's kind of where it may have originated too, if you weren't able to afford the original. Hey, Nimesh! Thank you so much. We're going to see Nimesh at C2E2 this weekend. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see you. I'm going to give you like a really big hug. So hopefully you're not like one of those people that are like, don't touch me, because I'm going to. Be bad. Just give me your consent in the chat now. It's happening. This isn't about page swipes. I'm done. They call me Bruce, our other lovely, lovely sponsor, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just jump straight in then. Yeah, like we were just saying, a lot of these go pretty far back. There's definitely a history to this whole collection style. So, Jen, what do we have here?
Hang on, I gotta turn my Wi-Fi off so it's a little more seamless. So we have Detective Comics 38 by Bob Kane and Jerry Robinson. Story by Bill Finger. I never want to ever mention Bob Kane and not mention Bill Finger. So that came out in 1940.
Very respectful of you. Now that we know the whole story behind those two, that's very good of you.
And if you haven't seen the documentary, then you need to see it. And then the Cracked Comics is number 30, and that's from 1943 by Alex Kotsky.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Schneikes. Flash Comics number 992 by Carmine Infantino from 1948. So as you can see, I'm actually kind of curious. Do you guys consider the Crack Comics and Flash Comics a homage of Detective Comics 38?
Sarah, you go first.
I think so. And that's when I was looking at these, I'm like, wow, this is old school homaging on old school.
Mm-hmm.
That's too funny. Yeah, I think these two are homages to Detective Comics.
It's not something that's like blatantly obvious, but then once you see them side by side, you're like, okay, yeah, they're definitely following the same formula, but they're all different in their own way. And I kind of respect that. I think that's really cool when you can take something and then kind of give it a twist and make it your own. Yeah, these are all awesome. The Flash Comics is badass. I want that.
I think it's her first cover, Black Canary, but I'm not positive. Don't. And then it was really hard to find what is the first comic homaging another comic, not art issue. It's kind of tough. It has to be in the 40s just because you start seeing a bunch of these. So
yeah, I think a lot of people tend to think of homaging comics as a modern thing, but that's why I think this show is going to be kind of interesting for you guys. It goes way back. This has been happening for a long, long time. Polly's Hideout, new sub. Hi, welcome in.
Hi.
Thrilled to have you.
Hi.
Pretty sure we're the only all-female podcast, right? We're the only all-female show, I think.
Absolutely. And I brag about it every time I talk to somebody.
But I mean, plus, what?
It's been it's gonna be 3-4 years.
Oh my gosh, has it? Maybe.
Is it 3 or 4?
There's
Been a while. It's definitely been a while. But yeah, Polly, we have shows all week. You're going to love all the other shows we have. So every night there's something. But welcome. All right, so let's keep moving in. So let's look at the stats here. Like what Sarah was saying earlier, when you're talking about these old school homages, like you're not talking just dollar bin stuff. The Detective Comics, the last one that we had in a 0.3 to a 1, $4,000.
Cheap.
The only, I think the most common slab and probably the only slab that I can see here is the 1. Oh gosh, is that a 9 gen or an 8 for 36,000 or 33,000?
I can pull up on my.
The 1.5 is 27,000, so I'm thinking that's a 1.6 or a 1.8 for the CGC.
So it says a 1.8 CGC.
Yeah. $33,000 if you happen to have the spare change. The Crack Comics is a little bit more affordable though. We're looking at $105 for a raw in a very good condition. So that's doable if you can track one down. And then the Flash Comics, we're looking at $700 raw for a pretty well-loved copy coming in at a 0.3 to a 1. The most common slab is a 5.5 at just under $5,000, but that asterisk means that you haven't seen it pop up anytime soon. So if you have one, you could probably sell it for more. Yeah.
Do it.
So this is the 40s. This is interesting. Like, because we do associate homages with like the 90s, right? There's tons of them in the 90s. But
yeah, that's what I would think. More like the modern stuff. Yeah, this is cool. All right, let's keep cruising. Next up, again, this is neat. What do we have?
So we have Superman number 38 from 1946. This is a Jack Burnley and George Russo's cover of Superman getting a haircut. And then you jump. Now we're jumping a little bit though, because this Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen issue 110 is from 1968. But that's Kurt Swan and Neil Adams. It's Kurt Swan pencils and Neil Adams inks.
Really? I would never have known that that was Neil Adams. I wouldn't have thought it.
Inks.
Inks.
But we'll see him later more.
We'll see him pop up again. All right.
Yeah. So that's from 1968. And then more modern is the Harley Quinn 19 from 2002. And that's Lucy's favorite, which is, sucks that Lucy has internet issues. But it's Terry and Rachel Dotson.
Oh, yeah, Lucy would have loved that. So this is interesting too, because you're seeing this transition of a cover surviving the decades, and that's so neat. It becomes like its own time capsule in its own right. I think that's awesome. Can you imagine owning all three?
Right? I like the fact you look at the Superman comic, the first one that's on the left, and you can see, is that Batman and then Robin? And then you have Jimmy Olsen with, he's holding a Jimmy Olsen comic.
Yeah.
This is mirroring what's going on. But I was a little disappointed. I'm like, I wish they would have did something with the Harley Quinn, maybe homaging either, Superman's first, the comic that he's reading, or the Jimmy Olsen one. But
that would have been clever. Have like him reading Action Comics or something. That would have been clever.
Right.
If you can draw this otter, you can draw a living. It's kind of hard to tell on the Harley Quinn one.
Wait.
Well, yeah, I can't really.
Oh, if you can draw this otter, you can draw for a living.
No, get it?
No.
Is that right? Is that like a little dad joke?
Wait, I don't get it.
If you can draw an otter.
Well, I thought it's because, so sometimes like in the olden days, they were like trying to find cartoonists and artists. If you could draw this character, send it in. And then you can become like an artist for a living. You guys ever?
Oh, I thought it was like a pun. Totally get that.
That's what I thought too. Because the last part was something furry, right? If you can draw this otter, right?
I don't know. I need like my crickets button. Like I have no, I'm not sure what that would mean. I guess if you can draw an otter, you can draw. Okay. I mean, Bruce said that's probably like those old time ads to be an artist. So he's saying that that's right. So,
Oh, all right, Jen.
well done, you. I would have thought it was a pun of some sort, but
Yeah, I thought so too.
all right, let's look at the pricing. So the Superman on the far left, the number 38, we're looking at $299 for a very good copy, which seems like a steal. A 6.5 just recently sold for $780. Again, the asterisk, meaning it doesn't pop off that often. The Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen's only going for about $3. So you guys could probably still track that one down. And the Harley Quinn, we're looking at $20 for a near mint with a 9.8 coming in at $82. Again, that's pretty affordable and it's pretty reasonable. So good stuff. Moving on.
This was Lucy's pick.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I have some basic information for you guys. So
Okay.
on the left-hand side, we have Wonder Woman #1. This came out in 1942. The cover's done, I believe, by Harry G. Peter. This is the origin of Wonder Woman. And then on the right-hand side, we have the homage.
Lucy's here. Wait. Lucy's here.
I said it.
Lucy, good timing.
Right?
No, I was like, I could see it load. It was loading. I was like, oh my god. And then I see that it was my turn. So perfect.
Well, take over. Sarah
Yeah,
was doing
take it
great,
away.
but take over.
Oh, I guess, Sarah. Sorry.
No worries. I'm happy you're here.
Okay, hold on. Give me.
Do you remember what you picked?
Actually, I didn't really pick, but yes, Sarah picked for me. She helped me out because it was hard for me to find one. You know, I couldn't pick, but there's just so many good ones. But yeah, well, the one on the right is Wonder Woman #1. It came out in 1942. I love that book, but you know. And the one on the right, it's Alex Ross, and it's $750, and that one came out in 2020. And then for that one, there was like a lot of covers for this book, but it was a homage to #1, Wonder Woman #1.
This is so cool, Lucy. Like, this isn't just like a sort of kind of type homage. This is identical, but in his style. Like, look at every single soldier is using the exact same weaponry. Everybody's placed the same. That's really neat.
And I love the color. I love that sepia color thing.
See, I was actually going to say the opposite. I feel like that took away from it. I wish he would have put color in it.
I like it though, because it makes it, for me, it makes it feel like it's like something that you would have found, like an old picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's, for me, that's kind of how it feels like. Oh, my hair's all messed up.
Yeah, this is all. What do you think of these, Jen?
Well, so okay, I have a question. What's the difference between a homage and a cover swipe?
I guess a cover swipe would where you, Trish, if you're still in the chat, make sure I'm saying this right. A cover swipe would be this, where you're literally taking the exact composition and then just putting your own take on it. Whereas an homage was like the ones we were covering earlier, where it's inspired by the original.
Are they interchangeable?
I don't think so. I think that this is different than what we were talking about before, where we had the different guys popping out of the drum or whatever. I think that this is much more, what's the word, Sarah? To a formula?
But you've seen artists do like when they say after, right? When they say, they put it in the corner like, hey, this is my rendition after Todd McFarlane, or after, like that to me is also a homage, right? Because there's
they pay respect. Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
It's more difference without a distinction.
I think this is a definite homage because of
Homage,
like the colors. I think the colors is, he could have totally went with the mustard yellow and the blue and the red. He kind of did his own take on the color. And she's also in his version.
I disagree. I think this is a cover swipe. You're literally taking the exact same positioning. Everything's the same. Changing just the color overlay doesn't make it Thank you. This is a cover. This is a cover swipe. Whereas because you're
doesn't
swiping the
know?
original idea and you're making it into your own.
No,
But that's kind of basically a homage.
No, because
Right.
homages have the differences. Like, okay, hold on.
This
I'm so
is
glad you're here,
different.
Lucy. Let's go. Let's
This
go,
is
Lucy. These are not all the exact same composition. These are very different in their own ways. They are still homaging one another, but they're not exact swipes.
But they are all holding the hoop.
Right, but there's so many different variations outside the hoop that it makes it more of an homage. H&A, you won on Lords of the Long Box. I'm not sending you your stuff now. You're not getting your giveaway. I'm punishing you. I don't know. Let's let the chat decide. Chat, if you believe this is a cover swipe, please write the word swipe in the chat. If you think it's just an homage, please write the word homage in the chat. And we'll go with majority rules.
So what do you call it when a comic cover or interior inspires the vice versa, right? Like there's a couple that like we left off because it was a comic cover that inspired an interior.
That was from
page.
Google. Okay, so this is what Trisha. Oh, where'd it go?
Wait, what?
In comics, it's understood that the difference between a swipe and a homage is generally whether the sources is directly acknowledged.
So you would have to write the artist's name on it?
Because this
Wait,
said in
so it's
cover
swipe-
price that this was an homage.
Hey, let's get Mac DeVoe on the line. So far, the chat's saying the chat is saying unanimously that this is a swipe.
I totally
Wait,
disagree.
so
Yes,
if
no.
it's a swipe,
Disagree. Because
then
how much?
you're giving credit or you're
how
not
much-
giving credit?
How much? I want to know how much of it has to be. Is it 100% to be a swipe then, or if like if for this example, we have the colors changed, her outfit isn't the same.
In comics,
Oh,
Oh, that's
Sorry.
true. That's true because she's not
That's
wearing the
fine.
skirt.
Not wearing
She's
the
wearing the
She's
briefs.
not wearing the same. Yeah.
She's wearing the briefs.
No, I disagree. I guess we're going to have to do some more. What?
Paul says in
That's
comics,
the same definition Trish gave.
Yeah, but it's just a little more, I guess.
That's
But
off of
yeah,
Google.
it's supposed to be exposed
Okay, so-
by a third party.
if you
And
give
see, that doesn't make sense either because No, because I've seen so many covers. There was one recently done by somebody who I refuse to name, where he basically took a cover from somebody else without telling them, and it's like the worst cover swipe ever. Again, I'm not going to name
You
it
see,
because I'm
that's
just going to on the show.
basically you see that is, I feel for me that it's a swipe because it didn't change almost nothing. Just basically
That it exists.
it added a filter. For me, it's like they basically added a filter to it.
That's what they're
And
doing here, though.
not- no.
Sure. So what about Andy Warhol? Is that a swipe? Is this Campbell soup a swipe? Is the picture of Marilyn Monroe a swipe?
No. That's not the same thing. You're comparing apple to oranges now because nobody had
not.
made a painting of a Campbell's soup can and then him copying the painting. Thank you, Chad. Okay.
Look at Bruce's yeah.
No, I'm not going to name them. You guys, if you're on Instagram, you've probably seen what I'm referring to. But just recently, it was a retailer. I'm not going to call him a retailer. He's not a retailer. It was a person in the industry that basically copied the exact same idea from another retailer, literally the same pose, everything. And to me, that would be a swipe. But anyway, let's move on.
Swiping, swiping.
debate.
Swiping. Oh,
Next up. What? I mean, I didn't give any names. A
No.
3.5, we went for 36,000. What, Jen?
The prices are. Britt was like, "What the heck?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean,
this history, yeah.
it's from 1942. I mean,
Yeah. So understandable. This is a time capsule. So good luck finding that one. But you can find the Ross at near mint looking at $43, which, I mean, again, I think a big part of collecting these cover swipes / homages, so we end that debate, is that it's more affordable if you can't get the original. So it's like you look at this piece and you think of the original that you can't probably attain.
Yeah.
Lucy, I like your hair. Did you put blonde in it?
It's the one that I had for 2 years.
Oh, I'm a bad boyfriend. Sorry.
It's just straight. It's just straight.
My bad, I didn't notice.
It's just straight. Remember, I have curly hair.
Well, it looks lovely.
So thanks. I have like no makeup on.
I like it though. It's more like natural. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so whose picks were these? I think these were Jen's, right?
No,
Sarah?
these are mine.
All right, let's go.
This on the left-hand side is the classic Golden Age comic, Punch Comics number 12. I believe Laura covered this, I think, during our Golden Age horror series. So check that out. This came out in...
Whatever, Bruce. We're not friends anymore.
Right? Whatever, Bruce. You don't know. This came out...
The teacher doesn't know. The teacher... How would the teacher know?
Oh.
So this came out in January of 1945. And then on the right-hand side, we have Satan 6, number 4 by Topps. This came out in July of 1993. This is the first appearance of Jason Voorhees. There's a 5-page cameo of Jason in the book. And Satan 6 had to do with, this was Topps had an idea to use some of the leftover Jack Kirby ideas. So, yeah. And again, this is really interesting too that or maybe it's just my books, but I've noticed there's a lot of first appearances. Either the one that the main comic is usually kind of a classic, and then we have
the homage
that has kind of more. It has like a first appearance, or they're just both seem to be like special. So
is this a cover swipe, Sarah, or is this an homage?
This is an homage.
It's an homage.
This is an homage. I agree. Okay, we agree. We all agree this is an homage. All right, perfect.
Kind of. Just kidding. Just kidding.
This show's gonna go forever, right?
Right.
And see, none of us will ever be wrong. So
but that's why I like our panel though. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about sharing opinions and kind of like hearing each other out. That's what makes this show so unique. I love it. So
yeah.
Even if you guys are always wrong, like it's nice to hear your opinions.
Usually I'm right.
You usually are, Sarah, actually. I'm surprised with this one, but
true.
All right. Jen, I already know you're gonna go left, right?
Yeah,
Why?
me too. Well,
Yes. Sorry.
Elaborate.
Right?
I mean, it's classic. Oh, it's funny because when Britt was putting these together, she's like, "This is interesting." Because I like that we showed the original with the homages, just so you guys can see them sometimes.
mm-hmm.
But there are so
Right.
many. So if you want, please share down below after the show what your favorite homage is, and we'll probably have to do a part 2 through 10, if not 20 or 30.
Bruce wants some blood spilt on the show. He's like, "Stop being soft." I'm sorry.
Please,
He
Bruce.
just wants us to see us cry.
I know.
Until one of us cries, nobody's right. Sarah, or not Sarah, Lucy, left or right? Sarah's usually where you're at, so
Well,
throw me out.
I know. Well, I'll go with the left, and I've seen a lot. I feel like better. I don't want to say better because the one on the right is a little bit too busy for me. It's too much going on right now. Usually, I kind of like it, but not this one. And I've seen better homages to this book. I'm trying to remember. We talked about one a couple years ago, I guess, and I can't remember the name of it.
Was it Al Capone?
And it was done better. I agree with Lucy.
Yes.
It was done so much better.
Yes.
This one's
There's been few of them that I have liked that they were better than this one. This one again, I don't. It's just too much going on. Usually, like I like when there's like you're finding different things, but this one is just like I can't tell what it is. I don't know. I just no. Yeah, not for me. But yeah.
Maybe we'll cover more of those homages of this on
Right? There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, and I should have started the show. Guys, there's 2 ways to pronounce it. If you say homage, that's more of like the I guess you would say French homage. Whereas homage is more of the American English translation. Both of them are correct. Pick what you want to say. Oops.
Yeah, teaching time with Laura.
Teaching time. Okay, done. Sorry, done. Well, because there's been so much debate about that. Like, how do you say it? And it's like either way is technically right. So
Yeah, there's the Archie.
There's
There's
an
another
Archie
one that I can't remember. I think I might have the other one, one of the homage of this, but I can't remember what it was.
Audie, where the hell have you been? He just wrote left. We haven't seen him in ages. I thought you forgot about it. It's not hummus. No, it's not hummus, Derek, although I would probably accept that. All right, let's look at the pricing. On the left-hand side, the Punch comics, you're looking at $8,500 for a very good copy with a 5.5 coming in at an astounding $60,000. That's incredible. That really speaks volumes to how collectible this book is and how rare it is. On the right-hand side, we're looking at $13 with a fine copy coming in at about $9 and a 9.6 at just under $40. Affordable.
Yes.
And classic. If you're a horror fan too, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is my pick. I know that everybody's talking about Dave Stevens lately. I get it. He's been like, I don't want to say trendy, but I think ever since the documentary came out, there's been more attention to his artwork than he previously had. Do you think that's right, Jen, or no?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that because he's always popular, like there's a lot of vendors and stores that'll have their own Dave Stevens like section. But I definitely feel like around that time of that documentary drop, it's brought the attention back to the forefront. And then Rocketeer being rebooted and all that other stuff, like people, you know.
It's pretty incredible. Like I've noticed like these books that used to be going for, a reasonable amount just skyrocketing lately. And I think that it will come down, unfortunately, because I don't think that he's not worthy of the spike, but I do think it's kind of on a particular spike right now. Long story short, one of our other shows that airs throughout the week did a cover recently, and he was talking about how it went up by like 300% in value over the last few weeks, which is insane. That you don't normally see that type of growth unless there's some sort of speculation or movie announcement or whatever. So this is just pure organic Dave Stevens love. So on the left-hand side, you have Planet Comics #1. On the right-hand side, this is another tricky one because I love both these artists, and I think that this homage is so well done. You have The Dirty Pair. This is Adam Hughes. Now, I would call this an homage because there's still some very distinctive differences between these two covers, but it's really well done. I think that he nailed, he honored Dave. He paid tribute. So, Sarah, left or right?
Is this like the whole based on like I love the this is from
based on the cover. You don't know the value. You don't know anything other than these two covers. Which one do you pick?
I would go with the Adam Hughes just because I love Adam Hughes. Even though it's a classic cover on the left-hand side, I think I would go with Adam.
I don't talk down to that. I think that's understandable. He has a very strong following and a distinctive style. And Jen, left or right?
Left.
Yeah, I didn't even need to ask. Lucy, left or right?
Left. Left.
All right, so Sarah's a little outvoted here. The chat seems to unanimously go with left, with the exception of Bruce, went with Adam Hughes.
Thank you, Bruce.
There you go. Let's take a look at the pricing. So on the left-hand side, the Dave Stevens, we're looking at $395 for a near mint. I actually see people on eBay asking in the $500 range, so you could easily pay more than that. A 9.6 at $746. On the right-hand side, the Adam Hughes is going for 100 near mint with a 9.8 at $345. So you're looking at least 75% cheaper, which is kind of like, I think, a big appeal when it comes to these type books. If you can't find the original, if you can't afford the original, you get something that reminds you of it.
Do you want to hear something cool that I heard?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was just flipping through stuff on YouTube, comic-wise, and there was a documentary Adam Hughes was talking. That's the first time I've ever heard Adam Hughes talk. He was actually like talking about how Dan Steven basically went to Adam Hughes, I don't know when, and said, I like your stuff, and I'm passing the baton on to you.
What? That actually happened?
What actually happened?
Wow. Nice.
So. I mean, they both have very strong ink lines. I would don't get mad at me, but I would put Lobos as like another one in this equation where it comes to like the really strong ink lines. Yeah. The chat would be like, don't put Lobos in here. But yeah, his stuff is very... Huh?
Why can't you? That's a good one.
Oh, because people give Lobos so much shit.
Why?
So they say that he just copies Adam Hughes.
That's not
No.
style. You can't like it. Okay.
No, what, Jen? Please.
It's not like he's taking already made stuff and pushing off as his own. He is using his own style, which is similar, but there are differences.
Mhm.
Like just because people have like a similar style, it doesn't mean that they're copying. Like it's not.
He gets a lot of
I
hate.
look
I'll just
forward-
say that.
I look forward to when we do homages of art, like of art pieces, because then you'll start to see and you're like, oh, maybe you'll.
So there you go. Trish, another artist, is saying Lobos is a Hughes clone. Sorry, not sorry, as far as rendering color and ink style.
But people can draw those similarities to every artist. Like there is no original way of drawing. Art's been around for way too long. There's gonna just like story ideas, right? Like people will say all the time that like Star Wars is Sword of the Stone. Like there's so many
Is
different
Harry
stories.
Potter.
Like there's so many. Like it's really, really, really hard to be truly original. That like every pen stroke that you do, someone throughout history has probably done a similar one.
Yeah, and I can tell a difference between Hughes and Lobos. If you guys ever want to find that spot where you're like, okay, I can identify this artist, it's the face. Lobos does faces very, very differently than Adam Hughes. Yes, that thick outlines there, but if you look past that and look at the faces, he does a very different version. So, anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway,
next up, Jen, you're up.
So, Sarah, you were gonna do the die, but then I was like, well, technically that die is also an interior page. So this is Neil Adams' Superman versus Muhammad Ali from 1978, and then in 2000 he did this ESPN magazine 100 Greatest Athletes cover. I believe it's limited to 500. And it was from 2000. If you're looking it up, it's like 2000 ESPN. Some people put it under that millennium thrillium of the millennium. I couldn't find any recent sales data for it, although Neil Adams' website still had it, but for $100. So it was kind of cool that he is homaging himself.
I had this and I sold it.
You had this?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which one?
I had the one that was like a magazine sized on the left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Why did you sell that?
Dude, back when we needed like food and water, it was kind of one of those things where it was like, okay, should I sell my Superman versus Muhammad Ali or should I eat? We had humble beginnings, guys. Bird City started from the bottom. So
And now we're here.
No! Yeah, actually, yeah. Like when we first started, we were just trying to make as much as we could without, going broke. And we had this book, and I remember Anthony had such a hard time parting with it. And they call me Bruce. You and I are soulmates tonight because Adam Hughes' faces are hit and miss. Some of them, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, yep.
So yeah, we're on the same page. All right, Sarah, let's start with you. Left or right?
Definitely going with the left. And if I find another copy of this, I'm definitely giving it to you guys. If I can find a copy. Yeah.
You guys, you mean me and Anthony, not Sarah, or not Jen and Lucy, right?
Well, wait, hang on. To be fair, I do think that there's a really strong high chance that they'll do a reprint because they just did that oversized reprint of the Batman one.
Damned?
No, it was recently. It was a facsimile.
An oversized issue that was just recently done. What was it?
It had Agul. It was a Neil Adams, I think. But it was oversized. It was within the past month or two. They did the oversized normal and foil. So my hope was that was going to do well and that they would do other oversized reprints like this.
I can't think of it.
No.
Sarah, you almost made Chad Cave spit out his vodka.
Like,
don't do that.
How generous? or
Oh, I think. Are you behind Bruce or what? Because she said that. I think.
What?
I think it's because you said you would give it to me because that would be like huge.
Or what?
Let's look at the pricing. Hey, Lucy, you cover the pricing on this one.
I couldn't find any of the one on the right hand side, but if you find the one on the right hand side, the ESPN with Ali and Jordan, like again, I'm pretty sure it's limited to 500, and there's no recent sales data because it doesn't come up very often. So,
for
if you see this, look it up. But go ahead, Luce.
For Raw, it says what I can't see. It says $5.99, and it's sold on February last year, 2023. Most common Raw for 124. Very fine copy, 7.0, 8.5. That's not bad. For most
Lucy,
common slap, 500.
you're very fine.
yeah.
Thanks.
Continue.
Thank you, Audie.
Thank you, Audie. He feels guilty because he hasn't been around. It's fine. I'll take your guilt money. We'll take it.
Yes. If anybody feels guilty for not being here,
Yeah. Anybody else feel guilty? Throw in the cash. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Who else feels bad out there? Yeah.
Right.
You're making Jen uncomfortable. Clip that. Yes.
I'm gonna try. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, there's the pricing. Next up. Sarah. No, wait. Jen. Shit. Sarah.
You didn't think it was interesting that those were both Neil Adams? You got to see like 78 to 2000.
But both are? Which ones? Those?
Yeah, they're both Neil Adams.
I don't like the ESPN.
I don't either. I didn't want to say it, but I don't like it.
I don't like
like
it. The Superman Muhammad Ali, that makes total sense to me because you're talking about two powerhouses, but you're talking about Michael Jordan who plays basketball, and I get it. He is a GOAT, but I would think you'd have somebody else.
Well, I think it was just supposed to be like, because it's the 100 greatest athletes. So you put two of like the most recognizable names in the ring. And I think at this point in 2000, like Muhammad Ali's has stood the test of time, but Jordan like just came off of like the 6-peat and like it was all these things in 2000. So he kind of got pushed to. But we all know that Ali would beat him in a boxing fight. So
Muhammad Ali and Tyson, and then Jordan in the background.
Jordan. You don't think Jordan's a bigger name than Tyson?
He is, but he's not in like the same realm.
No,
like you don't have like two people that are like in a similar. Like you might as well just put Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? Like it's. I don't know. It does. I agree with Sarah. It doesn't hit the same way that the Superman versus.
Right.
It makes the Superman versus Muhammad Ali makes Muhammad Ali comparable to Superman. Like that's empowering. This, I feel like it's almost insulting to Muhammad Ali to be going up against Jordan.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, wait. If you saw this ESPN magazine for $5 in an antique shop, would you pick it up?
No. But I'd let you know. I text you. Be like, hey, Jen, it's $5
for me. And then, yeah, okay. Okay, good.
Collect what you love, right? All right. Speaking of which, I believe there was a little bit of a battle between you and Sarah on who got to pick this because it was such a good pick. And I think Jen won. Yeah.
She did.
I put it in the chat first. And the image I used was the image that Sarah used. And I was like, well, hang on. I did say I would possibly use it, but
I couldn't see. I wasn't wearing my glasses.
Same chat. I do not like that Spidey boy.
On the left, it's Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 101 from 1985, and it's by John Byrne. And then on the right, it's Spider-Boy number 7 that's coming out May 29th of 2024. So it's upcoming. So it's still cover price. And I think it's David Baldwin that is credited with it, but I'm not positive. I remember seeing Spider-Boy number 7 and on initials and being like, well, I'm just going to say yes to it. And then I think this is probably going to be on FOC either this week or next week because it's May 29th, right? So this week or next week for FOC?
Yeah, it would be this week.
You know what
Wait.
that Spidey Boy reminds me? Have you guys ever watched? I'm sure you guys all watch Nacho
Girls
Libre.
Gone Wild.
No, Nacho Libre.
Nacho
Yes.
Libre? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just feel like Esqueletos jumping like, like I don't know. When I saw that, that's all that's in my head. I'm like trying not to laugh while Jen is talking.
That's a
But I
perfect
just, like,
homage.
I don't.
This is an homage, right? It's inspired by the original. You think of the original, but it's not exact.
I almost like it because
Is
if
the
you
colors?
had this one, if you had this Spider Boy up higher and then Spider Man lower, it's the same shot, one looking up and one looking down.
I guess. Yeah.
Wait, is it actually? Because the building windows don't look similar to me.
Mm-mm.
No,
No, but like
color
okay,
is-
actually,
it's
if you
like
think
the
about
opposite.
perspective,
I
you
think
about
it's the
perspective,
opposite.
yeah, like it's perspective, right? So if you're looking down at Spider Man and you turn to look up, you're going to have different buildings because you're turning this way to look.
Right.
So like he's falling down, he's right behind him.
Yeah, and
Really quick, hold on.
Spider Boy's a
Wait,
modern title, so
Can
that
I
makes
ask?
sense.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's the difference between a cover swipe and a cover homage?
Oh my gosh.
A swipe is when it's done in bad taste, and an homage is when you're honoring a piece with a legitimate title.
Completely different ones.
That's not the argument. No, you have to pick one. Okay, hold on. Let's
That's
start.
exactly what it is. Because even if you go to an artist and you say, "I'd like to do a swipe of this," they hate the word swipe. They'll homage it as long as it's on a reputable title.
An homage is more of like inspired by, not an exact copy.
No, it's
Say yes. Say yes.
No, it's not. And if you go some janky ass like secondary printer type personality and go, "I'd like this cover on this," that's a swipe.
That's what
Or
it
if you go to
is.
an actual title like an Image or an IDW or whatever it is, then you're homaging.
Lucy, shut up. She's laughing because you're going against me. Look at, she's so thrilled by this.
See, I know.
Whoop, whoop.
Anyway, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know comic books. He has no clue what he's talking about. Anyway, thank you, Chad. What does he know anyway? Nothing. Nothing. Chad keeps talking shit.
How did Chad say?
Chad said, "What does he know anyway?" Get him, man. Get him.
Whatever. That's why you 4-dotted it and didn't 3-dot it, because you knew.
He knew that you'd come back.
I disagree with that. At least until I get my stuff from Laura.
He won the prize on Lord of the Long
Wait.
Box, so now he's like,
Why would you disagree with me if she's the one responsible for sending your stuff?
because I have to send it, not you.
So she agrees with you while you delay on sending his stuff?
Nope, sorry, Aunt Laura's right. Boom. It's not about winning. Sorry. This is how this marriage ends, you guys. This is bad. All right, so let's take a look at the stats. So on the left-hand side, love you. We're talking $25 for a raw and a 9.6 coming in at $98. As Jen said, there are no stats yet for the Spider Boy because it hasn't come out yet. But Sarah, if you had to pick one, what would you go off of?
I would go with the one that I own. That's the Peter
Ooh.
Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. Because it's kind of
Yeah.
a negative space cover too.
Mm-hmm.
It is 100%. Is the other one? Yeah, the other one is too.
No.
No, you can see the lines more.
Yes.
Look at his shoe.
Look at his foot.
There's lines.
No, there's lines, but like here, I'm gonna zoom. You can see it.
Sarah, do you want to be wrong twice in one show? I don't know. Look at that. There's no connection there.
I mean,
That's a
but
negative space.
only because of the shoe. So only the shoe it's negative.
Wait, so is there a percentage that has to be negative to make it a negative space? No.
Like a swipe, is that has to be?
Yes, it can be just you gotta make it plastic, girl.
You guys are
And then, like,
insane.
if you're looking at like the thigh, because the thigh it goes into the black.
Yeah,
He's
is there
right. I
a
will say
line there,
this.
Sarah? Is there a line?
Someone else said the mesh, and somebody else that said there's not enough black. There's a lot of white. So I will agree that there is a lot of. There should have been a little bit more black on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Oh, can we make that a thing? Hold on. Hashtag Team Laura. Can we make that a thing? I love
No.
that.
You know what? You can name. I'm gonna freaking ban you guys.
No, I love it.
No.
Keep it up. Keep it up,
Your
Anthony.
blog.
You're doing great.
Your blog. Just kidding. Hashtag
Paul
blog.
Holloway is
How about
blocked.
that?
He's the one that let's block
Hashtag
Paul.
blog. How do you like that? Hashtag blog.
Trish is an artist, and she said they're negative space covers. So,
Trish, what do you know? I just kidding.
what do you know about comic book art, Trish? Come on.
I'm just kidding.
Who knew this is such a touchy subject?
I know, right? This has been a very combative show. Next up, oh, Trish. Speaking of which, look at this homage. This is not an identical swipe between these two covers. Trish hand did all of those 8 billion genies #1 letters.
Thank you,
Oh,
Mojo.
thank you, Mojo. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. She hand drew those letters. I remember her telling me it took her like forever to do. So that was authentic, original art on that 8 billion genies #1. That was Trish 100%. The reason I included this is not because I love Trish. I do. But that's not the reason I included it. I think that this has become one of the most recognizable modern homages on its own. Now,
like modern famous one.
Honestly, yeah. Like I've never seen an homage do what this one did. And it really just skyrocketed once that title got picked up. And the way this was done was so, Trish, it was flawless. It was flawless. It fit perfectly and people just ate it up. So I think that this qualifies as one of the best modern homages.
Yes. For famous people to pick this up, to buy this, like for me, it's like, wow. Like, yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
It stirred the industry. It really kind of created this buzz. And when we first did this book, just to be clear, most people didn't even, like, we didn't sell out on this book. It wasn't like an immediate sellout. It did well, but then once the news broke, it just went nuts. And I think that
the news of it being optioned.
Yes, wasn't this was on when everything got optioned?
Yeah.
News, that cover was like right there.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of the biggest bidding wars between Netflix and Amazon.
Mhm.
Netflix and Amazon went at it because they both wanted this title so badly.
You know, it'd be interesting to know how many times the cover was homaged after we did ours.
Yes. Because after that, yes.
There was one before
that. A bunch of people were doing it.
I think there was one before, wasn't there?
There was one before. Yeah, there was one before, but
it was on a title that I wasn't familiar with, and then somebody sent it to me, and I'd never even seen it.
Yeah, but I didn't see it till like after this hit and everybody started doing this cover. That's when they're like, well, they did it first, and then Bird City. And it's like, well,
I like Derek's comment because this is exactly what I was saying.
That's what I was saying. That's an homage. It's inspired, not copied. That's what I said. Literally, a swipe would be copied.
But a swipe is when they do it the exact same, though.
Right. Like if they were clouds behind him.
Or show him the Wonder Woman slide.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, so here's what kind of started this debate.
Thank you.
So if you look at this one, see how Alex Ross did the exact same positioning of all the soldiers. Right. Everything's identical.
No,
that would be a swipe.
The costume.
No, it's not.
He's not
wearing the costume.
The costume and the color is totally
and the color.
I do the swipe base because swipe's a more negative word than an homage. So because you can homage something in a unique, different style, like Ross's style is going to be completely different from the original. It was the same thing with like the Batgirls that we did.
We're not on that yet.
Oh,
hush. We're getting there.
What's a negative word?
Anyways, so I chose this because it makes me happy. The nostalgia there. I think that Trish did a fantastic job of creating this feeling of, oh, I know what this is, but it's not the same. But I know what it is. So, girls, answer carefully. Sarah, left or right?
Well, I'm gonna go with the left.
Well,
obviously, I'm gonna go with the right. Swipe right, just like H&H.
Swipe right, baby. That's right.
To the right, to the right.
Well, there is if Brittany put it in, I'm not sure she put it in. There's a secret third option. I'm going with the secret third option.
What is that?
Let's see.
Because this book was one of the only books on the show tonight that you'll see the numbers. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm gonna do a third option.
I actually don't know the numbers anymore. I really don't. I know it spiked a while back, but I think it's come back down. I think it'll spike again as soon as there's a preview.
Mm-hmm.
All right, should I look at the numbers first before you tell me the third option?
You'll see if you did.
Oh, okay, go.
All right.
Girl.
All right, so a fine condition of the Super Mario Brothers is going for an $85, where a 9.4 goes for $268. A near mint goes for $199 of the 8 Billion Genies with a 9.8 at $352. So the middle one, the middle one's the actual game?
Yeah.
That's cool. That took me a second. I'm like, what am I looking at here? For $2,000?
Wow.
Yeah. So Trish did a great job. We also needed to show. So even though, because your guys' comic homages, however you want to say it, the game, because the game card, that's where you see Trish doing the hand letters because of the game.
Right.
The comic book just took the character and then put different lettering on the top. So I really wanted, but also Bird City would like 8 Billion Genies wins over the original comic book, but then over the game, 70 bids.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nostalgia.
Right? Even I don't think I could own this though and not like open it and play it. I would just want to take it out so bad. I don't think I would be able to leave it in its case. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And this was recently. This was last month.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
March 10. Yeah.
That's insane.
But good job, because look, again, it's one of the few. I can't name another homage on this episode today that does this. Like, I told Britt, all you have to do now is beat the Nintendo. If you can beat the game, then
I remember when it first spiked, when the first announcements came out, the near mints were selling for like $600-700. Near mint ungraded. Yeah. Anthony and I were watching because we didn't own any. They were all sold because we sold them for like, I think $20 a piece. For the record, guys, this is not us being greedy. Like, we sold them for $20 and then people flipped them on the aftermarket for so much. We were watching them sell and it was incredible to see. And yeah, mad respect to Trish.
Yeah, congratulations to all of you, to Trish, you guys. Well done.
Damn,
Yeah. Oh, I like Trish.
You have 4? I literally, Trish, I promise you, I do not own a raw copy of this. I have a graded one up on the wall behind me. I have one graded 9.8 and that's it. I don't own any raws.
Oh, but you got one.
But a 9.8 slabbed one.
Yeah.
That's not a raw.
You got one.
I like that Trish said it gives me meaning to beat the game. Because if you guys beat the game, that's like you're king of the
game.
All right, Trish, you hear that? Challenge accepted, am I right? Moving on. Next up, whose are these?
Mine.
These are mine. These are all mine. This is obviously Incredible Hulk #1 on the left-hand side. This came out in May of 1962. This is Jack Kirby goodness. This is the first appearance and origin of Hulk, Betty Ross, Rick Jones, and General Thunderbolt Ross. So you should get your hands on this because of a Captain blah blah movie.
Blah blah.
Blah blah. What is it called? Is it called? It's not Captain. It's just Captain America. Is it like Captain America and the New Beginnings or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah. And then on the right we have the homage to that is the Savage She-Hulk #1, which we did cover She-Hulk, so you should check it out. This came out in 1980 by the wonderful John Buscema, and this is the first appearance and origin of Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk.
Oh, damn. All right. Jen, left or right?
I have the one on the right, so I'll go with the one on the left.
Lucy?
Well, I'll go with the right because I got 2 of them. I got the newsstand and direct.
Wait,
I'm agreeing with Jen. Left.
You have it? Or
Yes, I
Yeah,
have
like
it.
you go with the one that you don't
I
have.
like it. Because I have it and I like it. That's why.
That's good. That's a good reason.
Okay, well, I would go with the left for Jen's reasoning. I own the right, so I would want the left if I could.
Okay, unblock. #unblock. I forgive you, H&H.
All right, Trader. I'm gonna send you your comics in a cereal box with like duct tape around it, and hopefully they get to you in good shape.
Hey, you're not supposed to read that. It's a secret.
All right, let's take a look here. $24,000 for a CGC 9.0 of the Incredible Hulk with a 0.3 to a 1 coming in at $4,000. The She-Hulk, we're looking at $72 for a very fine with a $299 for 9.8. Rudy is our fantastic, what do you call them when they can check the chat?
Moderator?
Moderator.
He's
So
a
thank you, Rudy, for being here. We appreciate you making sure everybody stays in line. Thanks, Rudy.
Yeah, you can unblock H&H now. Just kidding.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, you can sleep on it, Rudy. Decide tomorrow if you want to unblock him.
I'll let you know.
All right, these are upcoming. Or
No, this is my pick, Foo.
oh, sorry, Foo.
Technically, Lucy, I found 2 of them.
Okay, so I was having a hard time trying to I told Jen, I'm like, I can't find it because like I was like, I don't know if I should. I was looking at and I have it. Then later on I found it on my what's it called? My CLC. I found it, yeah, because I had it on my list, but I was looking for like, you know, when you're desperate, you can find something, and I had this in my head, like I wanted this, but it's the Batman Day special edition, the one in the middle, and it was for Free Comic Book Day, and it celebrates Harley Quinn 25th anniversary. And when I saw this book, I knew like right away what it was. It was Batman Dark Knight Returns. Well, at first I thought it was like, I couldn't remember also the original book. I was like, I think it's oh my gosh, Dark Knight Master Race 3, because there's also some, it's a similar one too, but the one that Batman is coming out, it looks like the Spidey like coming down, and it's a different one. But then I couldn't remember like what book it was, and it was the Dark Knight Returns, and I think I own that one too. I don't remember, but I really like that book. And when I saw that Harley Quinn, they were doing a homage to that, I had to get it. But it came out in oh my goodness, 2017, and the cover is by David Finch. And the other one, which one is the other one? It's just I never seen the other one, Jen. The one on the far
on the right hand side, it's Harley Quinn number 22 from 2022 by Ryan Sook.
They remade it.
Yeah, I think because everyone liked the Harley Quinn from 2017, but the way that the emblem is, it's not as close as the one on the right. And then the Batman Dark Knight Returns came out in 1986, the one on the far left. But it's been done so many times. I think someone mentioned Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck has a ton of Batman.
I remember seeing that one too.
Yeah.
And I like the Darkwing Duck one. That was another retailer. So shout out to whoever, I don't remember who it was, but it was really well done. It was a good cover swipe.
Yeah.
All right. So Lucy, since this is your pick, on Lords of the Long Box, they were debating. They said there's this long-standing debate if what Batman's looking up or down. And I'm like, he's clearly looking down.
Yeah.
Right?
He changes. Oh, in this?
Yeah.
He's
on the cover. On the cover.
Down. He's
down.
Yeah. I guess there's a debate about whether or not he's looking up. And I was like, what?
Wow.
He's looking down and he's pointing.
How
is he looking
he's
up?
Going like this.
Like this?
It would be like this.
No,
his head is down.
No, I agree with you, but that's the debate. The debate is that he's looking up.
No.
It's not a
grass.
Bruce got it. It is an homage. Thank you, Bruce. Oh my God. Thank you. Okay, sorry.
How? Like, they need to stop smoking that grass because that.
Yeah, they're like, there's a debate if he's looking at his fist while he's driving. I'm like, I don't see it, but we talked about it.
With his nose or something.
His knees, like his legs, his foot. You can see the arch of the heel of the boot.
His head.
So we all agree.
His head is looking down. His head is bowed down. It's not turned.
Yes, and look at now Harley Quinn. I mean, what is Harley Quinn doing? Like, I mean, the doy. Yeah.
Bedoy. I haven't heard that since like grade school. Lucy just said bedoy.
Doy.
Bedoy.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, let's look at the pricing here. So, hi.
Hi.
You listening? Next, let's see. You read the stats. Go ahead.
Who?
Do it.
So, Batman: The Dark Knight
I don't
Returns.
sound like that. I do not
It's
sound.
totally selling for $177.
You're a
It's
douche.
just down 57%. VF
I never covered
7
the
to 8.5 sold for $90 and 9.8 sell for $870.
Ah.
You totally don't talk like that. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else
In
to
the
do.
middle, we're looking at $3. That's pretty affordable. And in the far right, we're looking at $2. So aside from the left-hand side, these are all pretty obtainable. So
Brute. I
That's
mean,
what my husband loves.
Namesh, what do you mean if he turns sideways, he's looking
Oh, you can look sideways.
I was like, Namesh,
Damn it, Namesh, we're all like thinking about it now. We're like, wait, what?
you saw more like
that's too funny.
you got us.
Anyways, oh, damn it, Anthony just walked out. So this, in my opinion, would be kind of in between. I'm a little torn as to whether or not this is a cover swipe or an homage, because the pose on the Frizen and the Middleton are similar, but the coloring is so different and the style is so different that I'm not sure. I guess I would say Frizen and Middleton are more of a swipe,
No,
but then the
No, homage.
no,
No?
absolutely not. These are all homages.
but then
Yeah.
the shoe's definitely an homage because she's kind of
That's a
looking
swipe.
down.
No,
So the homage is because he's using the similar color scheme, but a different bat outfit, right?
That's true
And
too. The
then-
costume's different. Yeah.
And then for Jenny Friesen, it's again the similar of like it's the white background and Batgirl looking
Very
off, but again
similar.
another different Batgirl outfit.
yes,
The hair too was completely different.
yep.
So we agree these are all homages then?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
That's what I was leaning towards because the background of the Frizen actually isn't white. When you guys get it in hand, it's like a slightly off white color.
I could see it on the screen. It looks like a pearl, not pearl.
Yeah,
like
it's not-
It's so
off white.
It's off white, but I think the way she did the hair, and you're right, Jen, the costume made it different. And then you look at Choose, and I feel like Chew is being
Choose is
slept on.
slightly-
Everybody's paying attention to the Frizen, but like the Chew's so good. I can't think of another time that you see Derek Chew just do a headshot.
Mm.
Not that I can think of.
Mhm.
But his helmet that he chose to do with this covering the ear was very, very different. Anyway, guys, if you're not familiar, these are all going to be our C2E2 exclusives in Chicago this year. And Jen and Sarah are going to help me work that booth. So make sure you guys come and see us all. We'll be there Friday through Sunday, open to close. Trish Forstner is going to be there as well with Tony Fleece signing our 1 in 100 foils for Feral #1. So a lot going on at that booth. But yeah, you guys know that I love the Middleton. I've always loved it. I thought it's iconic. And so when we got the foil in, man, something about the shine of the helmet, when you put that with foil, it hits so well in the light. You're sitting there like, oh my God. The Derek Chew is also foil. So same deal. You have like that really nice light hit on the helmet. And then Frizen is not foil, but I kind of preferred it that way. We had options and we left her not foil.
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you did that way. You did it that way.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you?
I
Yes.
do. I love it a lot.
But then
For instance,
do you get it and get her to sign it, or do you keep it how it is?
I'll keep it how it is.
Oh, sign it. I want to go up and be like, Jenny,
Sign the back
it.
of it. She can sign the back of it.
Is it? You said that it's kind of like is it like an off white like a pearl?
Yeah.
Barely though. Like when you hold it in your hands,
So I think
White
have that vintage look. I feel like it has like because the way she looks
Yes.
she has that vintage look. So I feel like the white it kind of like if it would be too white, like it wouldn't go with her style.
yeah, like she always has a little bit of who does she is okay, hold on.
Right.
I'll reword it. Who is she inspired by, girls? I've said it
You
a
did a whole
million
video.
times.
It's that one artist. I
That
can't
one
think-
artist, yes. I have really bad memory. Like I don't remember
Okay,
names
it's
of
from
people
the
that
Art
I
Nouveau period. Who is
Yes.
he?
Oh, I saw it in a book.
Sarah.
I know. No, I'm gonna cry.
You can, yeah, Sarah, yes. Me, girl, you know, I won't remember.
All right.
I don't
He's
remember.
inspired by Alfonso Mucha. Hey, Nameshnu. And all of his stuff has like this very, very light veil of sepia. And you'll see that when you get the frisons in that they have that same feel to it.
I'm gonna try to remember his name. Hucha.
Mucha. People call him Mucha, and it's
Also in my
pronounced wrong.
Hucha.
I'm gonna call him Hoo-ha.
So the truth, I actually think that's part of the reason why she took the project. I think she remembered me maybe. Because then like a few days later I posted on one of her posts and she responded and I'm like, I think she might remember who I am. So
I'm surprised she didn't run the other way.
I know, right? It was so weird. I'm like, want to take a selfie? There's like people walking behind us in the stalls. It was bad.
Didn't
Oh,
even touch
there's
her
actually a
True
pearl
fandom.
white paint pen. So what if you got a pearl white paint pen and
hand.
had her sign? That means that you'd only see it in like the light. So if it was just straight on,
Oh, I
you
like
wouldn't see
that.
it. So
Yes.
her autograph wouldn't be so like bam. It would just be like a nice subtle Jenny Friesen signature.
I want her signature to be like, bam. Like, I'm
You
not
want a
going to
bam?
sell it. It would be something for my PC. I want her to sign it and be like, I love Laura, Jenny
Would you-
Friesen.
My best
you-
friend.
My
would you do a-
BFF with a heart.
my
Lucy's
best
not
friend
having it.
in
Lucy's like,
Denver.
Would you do a paint pen then that matches the cowl
Yes.
I like that
or
idea.
the hair?
Yeah, I would do that. Or
I think the
realm,
cowl.
Or
The
the hair.
cowl.
like,
Cowl.
The cowl.
Yeah. That would look really good. Anyway, guys, so yeah, make sure you come and see us. Like I said, Jen and Sarah will both be helping Bird City out, and we'll be there Friday through Sunday. So hopefully you're coming to see two and two.
Friends, did you see that?
What?
Bathroom friends forever.
That's your BFL.
oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
All right, that was it for us tonight, guys. If you haven't already, please follow Cover Price. Anything going on with Cover Price we want to mention? Anybody?
Oh wait, Nimesh asked a question. Would pens work on foil? I think paint pens would work on foil.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
either.
Middleton won't be there. He doesn't go to anything. Maybe Chu.
Middleton?
Derek Chu does, but Joshua Middleton doesn't even have like an IG. He's very
Mysterious.
Middleton does have an IG, but he doesn't post anything. He posts his dog.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Okay, tell me, what is it?
Joshua Middleton?
No, that's not him. That's some random dude that you're harassing.
No, I'm not. But he
That's
does
some guy named Joshua Middleton that you think is Joshua Middleton, but it's not.
dog.
Like, I love your comic books. The guy's probably like,
Oh,
what?
by Mama Comics. Okay, here. This is not him, Lucy. You're following some guy that posts his dog nonstop.
I heard that was him.
This is not him.
I heard that
What about
too,
the profile
actually.
indicates that this is a huge comic book artist? It's a cat and a dog, and it's followed by Mama Comics. That's not right, is it? No, 420. Okay, I just got it. No, that's not right. He doesn't have an IG. Neither does like. No, wait,
don't know
Raza.
that. You don't know him. You don't know that.
You
No, Raza has an IG.
no, Raza does. I was thinking about. I'm like, no, she's right. Okay, the last time Joshua Middleton posted was in October of 2020, and it was his dog wearing a Daisy outfit.
Hey, he's like me.
You don't
Are
know
we
I
that.
never post.
You don't know
That's
that.
not Joshua Middleton. There's no way.
It is.
You don't know. You never know.
All right. Anyway.
Laura just doesn't want to not be part of it. That's why she's like, no, it's not.
Does anybody in the chat follow Joshua Middleton on IG and see like his work or his covers? That's not him. He doesn't have one.
Well, we'll see one day. I'm gonna meet him and be like, boom.
I don't think he goes to cons. I don't think he goes to cons. You know who else is kind of like recluse, but he has an IG is Jeff DeCall. Jeff DeCall, you don't see him out at cons a lot.
He's gonna be at C2E2.
Who can we
No shit. Is he actually? I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
praise?
There's some more Lucy, there's gonna be some heavy hitters this year.
You know what? I hate you all.
You keep following your dog walker and it's all good.
He's my best friend.
You and your dog walker can live happily ever after there, Lucy. That's not him. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We love you. We'll see you later. And girls, anything to add? Shit, anything to add?
You would.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow's Mariah's birthday.
Yeah.
She's turning 2.
Happy
look at
birthday.
my best friend didn't know that her goddaughter's birthday's tomorrow.
It's in my calendar.
Boom.
It's in my calendar. My best friend didn't text Adam on 420.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Shit,
did.
yeah, you
Happy
did.
birthday, and I have it on my calendar to remind
But
me.
that was only after I reminded you. That doesn't count. I like put it down like, guys, by the way, it's Adam's birthday. And you're like, happy birthday, Adam.
No,
Yeah,
I said it earlier in the day.
I said it.
I said it
Yeah,
earlier.
Jen started the conversation. It was
Jen said
Jen.
it first. Yes, Jen
Yeah.
said it first. But then I did get the notification early, but then I was busy. And then that didn't help.
No, that didn't help. Bye, guys.
But I did.